Yeah, the fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC. The fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see.
All right, man, on to the next bowl game. That's it, man. We about to wrap this thing up. And because we live here in the Southeast, in the state of South Carolina, and the stat guy, this was an homage to you, stat guy. We saved the South Carolina teams for last. That's right. And we'll start with the team that you recently got a victory over. And it's going to be the Orange Bowl with Clemson and Tennessee. And who else to bring on? My guy, Gray Little, who hasn't been on the show all season. But now he is. What's going on, Gray Little?
What's up? What's going on, people?
Hey.
Face, I can't believe.
Did you hear me? All of a sudden you faded away.
Yeah. I had to let stat guy. I had to unmute stat
just
guy.
like a South Carolina person. Just started talking and now I can't hear him.
I'm surprised you even came on.
You guys hear me?
Can hide somewhere.
Crap.
Can you hear us? He's got to put some more quarters in. We'll put him backstage until he gets it together. Maybe he doesn't want to face the views and stat guy's ready to give it to him. I don't know. Let's you can't. Can you hear us, Greg? Give us a thumbs up. Can you hear us? No? Okay, we'll keep him backstage. So give us your initial thoughts on this Orange Bowl, stat guy, while Greg gets the technical difficulties together.
Yeah, man. Look, this is a bowl game that memes are made of. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, man, the memes are just rolling in on this game. The Shane Beamer Bowl, that should have been in the playoffs bowl. Apparently, Shane Beamer's going to leave our bowl game to go deliver a bunch of sour oranges to whoever wins. I mean, the memes just write themselves. But all in all, man, you're talking about two great offenses and two defenses that struggle in the secondary, and there should be fireworks aplenty had down there.
That's right, man. I think, I think both of these defenses have shown a propensity to get beat deep. I think Clemson, if I had to pick a front seven, I'm going to go Clemson's front seven, even though Tennessee has a lot of sacks on the year. So I don't know if what's going to go on here. Clemson has had about 9 guys in the portal, not any starters, but I think about 2 or 3 contributors, I'd say. Tennessee will be playing, of course, without Hendon Hooker. So this should be an interesting game. You said earlier when we were off camera, both of these teams trying to wear orange. Is that correct?
So the last I heard is that they're both wearing their shade of orange, and then they'll have on different color helmets. Man, this thing could be wild. Like, are we going to see something crazy where somebody laterals it to who they think's their own player and it goes the other way, or do they don't see the linebacker, they think the linebacker's their tight end coming across the middle and they throw a pick on a comeback route or something? I mean, I'm expecting something nuts. Maybe 2 offensive linemen light each other up. Who knows? Or maybe a defensive end tackles a linebacker. I mean, just let all the madness happen.
As you can see from the banner, if they both wear orange, it's not, listen, I know in real life Tennessee's got a little bit more of a yellowish orange, but that's not going to be good. I don't know. Somebody's going to tackle the wrong person or get blocked into the wrong person. Gray, you ready back there? Can you hear us yet? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We got you in here, dog.
As soon as the South Carolina fans started talking, I just dropped off, That's just the football gods working.
No, I mean, hey, just like your football team, y'all went running for the locker room. Thought y'all stormed the field after. All I saw was going back, baby.
365 days is what I'm going to give you. And that's it, because you'll never win again.
One of them, Gray. I'm going to enjoy everything.
That's right.
And I'm giving it to you. I can't say anything to you. I'm going to give it to you all day.
So how you feeling going into the Orange Bowl, Gray?
It's a tricky game, and it's a lot of variables.
Facts.
To it, I don't know who's going to actually play. If I was Jalen Hyatt, I wouldn't play because he has nothing to prove in this game.
Nope.
It's not. It's no sense of him playing. Both quarterbacks are pretty much green. I mean, they have quarterback nod I give to Tennessee. because their guy is actually experienced. He just got benched because he got hurt. He lost his job while he was injured. So there's why I give him the nod. Their running back stable. You look at it against Vanderbilt, they look like the freaking 09. I don't know. They look like the best team ever. They look like Alabama when Najee and everybody else was there.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, they were not a factor in any of the games that meant anything. They weren't even a factor against South Carolina. No offense to South Carolina, not taking a shot. You guys played great that game. But what I'm saying is, you have to think about where is the matchup going to be won.
That's what I want. I want to know if your front seven, is everybody in the front seven playing?
Exactly. They haven't announced that yet. So I was looking for it today, and I didn't see anybody who had opted out. I see a whole bunch of trolls trying to convince Jalen Hyatt to opt out, but I couldn't really find where we had anybody that opted out of the bowl game as of yet. And that's tricky because, if our defense, somebody opts out on our defensive line, that's going to hurt us a lot. Offensive, we don't have any senior class guys that really have the ability to opt out. So
I think defensively, if anybody's opting out, is Miles Murphy. I think he's a first rounder. Tyler Davis, I know, is a senior, but I think he needs some more film. Just to be honest, maybe a linebacker or so, but I think they'll come back. You guys normally don't. They either transfer or they just play. You know what I'm saying? They're not opting out and then coming back next year. You know what I'm saying? I think they're just. I think that's what they're doing. Tennessee, like you say, they're playing Joe Milton, but he had some experience before he got hurt. I don't think he's Henry Hooker with the pass, but I think he's sufficient. So we'll see about that. Now, that guy was saying both teams are wearing orange. Is that true?
I did hear that. I don't believe it to be true, but I did hear that. I think we're going to be in purple. God, I hope we're going to be in purple because it's going to look like an absolute mess if both teams are in orange.
At least purple pants, at least.
Purple pants or something. Yeah, because referees, it's going to be, somebody's going to get called for holding, they're not even going to be in the play. It's going to be terrible if both teams are wearing orange. And then it's just going to look bad. It's just aesthetics on the screen. It's just going to look terrible.
Yeah, so since let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the way. How you feeling about this DJ situation?
How am I feeling about it? I mean, how long did it take to happen? You know me. I mean, look. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to say this, and I'm being honest. DJ played to his ability. But his ability is Willie Cornish, is Charlie Whitehurst, is what's his name? We just was talking about him tonight. The other kid that played quarterback for us. I hate to lose names like that, but I was just thinking. But my thing is, you can't go to a Deshaun and to a Trevor Lawrence level quarterback, and then bench Kelly Bryant because you say he doesn't have the ability, but then turn around and bring the same abilities of Kelly Bryant, less because he can't even run as fast as Kelly Bryant, back into the fold and tell me this is our number one guy who's going to take over for Trevor. So I've been waiting him out like a bad cold. I've been just waiting silently. I've been trying to stay positive, but he is just not a Power 5 college football player aspiring quarterback. He had one good game against Notre Dame last year because Notre Dame had no film on him.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the reason why he lasted longer than Kelly Bryant was because he didn't have Trevor Lawrence. I know some of the other Clemson fans want to think Cade, was that guy because he was a 5-star and all, but we all seen it with Trevor. It was very noticeable from day one or in high school if you watched him. So I think he had a little bit more leeway. And apparently there's something that Cade wasn't doing in practice, And listen, not to defend DJ, but the outside weapons hasn't been what they normally are.
Oh no, yeah, he got a raw deal there. He got a raw deal, absolutely. I mean, when your best receiver is your high school teammate who got the tag-along scholarship, there's a problem. I got to call it. He got the twofer. He got the twofer. Hey, if I come, if you can get my boy in there, And he turned out to be an all right receiver, but he's not taking the top off of anything. Bo Collins catch a couple of passes up on. He's turned out to be a good receiver. I'm not going to take anything from him as a person, but he was not that guy coming in that everybody was worried about. Everybody had ran the huddle to watch his film or Twitter to see his film. He was just that guy. EJ Williams posed. So he really didn't have anybody. So
yeah, Antonio Williams kind of came on. Stat guy, give us some of those numbers, man, for that Clemson offense and that Tennessee defense.
Yes, you're looking at Clemson offense. They averaged 34 points a game. And that's including the fact that they were only able to muster 30 against South Carolina. So good for them for still being able to average 34. But they rushed for 179 yards a game. They throw for 225, even with DJ having the struggles he had. 400 plus yards a game, not bad. But when you talk about this Tennessee defense, you're looking at a defense that gives up 23 points, and that number's a lot higher thanks to South Carolina hanging a 63 spot on them, knocking them out of playoff contention. But that Tennessee defense run. They only give up 111 yards on the ground, but they are suspect in the secondary, giving up almost 300 yards a game through the year.
Listen, with that said, Cade might have a coming out party, against that secondary.
I'm hoping so. I mean, to me, it seems like he's more focused. I know we gave him, they put him in the game in the Notre Dame game, but it's like you put somebody in. We've coached. It's like putting somebody in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. You get blown out by 20. They're not giving you their best effort. Yeah. And he didn't give us his best effort in the Notre Dame game after he sat on the bench forever. But hopefully he's got his mojo now because he kind of, he stepped out in the North Carolina game. Everybody surrounded him with positivity, and he seemed to be playing well. So hopefully these 30 days going to work in our favor.
I think that's what he has going for him is that whether they were still – I think they're all still friends, but as far as the gridiron is concerned, I think DJ lost the locker room. I think the guy I think he kind of – last year I think he kind of felt like, they left him, but then this year they felt like he left them. So I think it was like a football thing where they was like, hey, man – you my dog, but it's time to sit down, bro. That type of thing. So not everybody was playing. I ain't gonna say they was throwing games or nothing. I'm just saying they wasn't giving their all. But then Cade comes in. Cade energizes the locker room. Some of those guys, they like, let's go. We got some new, fresh energy in here, and we can do something. So,
yeah, you can only go with so many 3 and outs before the DJ are gonna start acting like kids. They are kids. So eventually they're going to be on the sideline. They're going to be like, this dude can't keep us off the field for 5 minutes. So they're going to start – rumbling's going to start, man. I don't care what anybody say. You're going to start talking. They may not have turned on him as a Clemson brother, but as a Clemson football player, they wanted to see him on that bench because they were too happy. They were too happy in that North Carolina game. Defensively, we picked up pace. Offense, we started running things that we haven't even pages of the playbook we hadn't even thought about turning. So – I don't know. I just think this is this coming out party. This is this chance to actually beat a SEC team, a real SEC team, versus some fly-by-night team that got put together and won a game. I don't want to talk about that, but you know what I mean. Tennessee is the actual real SEC team, so we're going to see how it goes.
And so just so you know what y'all are up against, this is a Tennessee team that averages 47 points a game. They average over 200 yards a game on the ground and over 330 through the air. This is a prolific offense, even with Joe Milton at the helm, because my man has a cannon, and he will pick apart your secondary if y'all don't get pressure on him. And that's what they use their ground game for. They use their passing game time.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Can you guys – everybody look at the passing game, but can you guys stop the run? Like, what I'm saying, Joe Milton is I think he's a better athlete than Hendon Hooker, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I do too.
So your front seven is going to they're going to have to work out there. And I'm going to be honest, man, I know he's had a lot going on this year, but Brian Brzee, he hasn't lived up to the billing. He had a good freshman year. He was hurt last year. He's hurt a little bit this year. We all know what went on with his sister, rest in peace. But I personally think he should have took the year off after that. I mean, I probably would have. I commend the guy for sticking to it, but he hasn't been that same, ferociousness that we saw his freshman year, and I think y'all gonna need some of that against that offense because they line up fast.
Absolutely.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah. And I don't know if I assume they're preparing themselves for it, but I don't know if our defense is going to be ready for that. At least the first 2 drives. I think we're going to really fall behind. We're going to have to rely on a mistake to be made to get a stop there. Because I don't think we're going to be able to rush them the way we think we're going to be able to rush them. I don't think Milton's going to sit back there and let you beat on him either. He's going to take off. And if he doesn't take off, he's going to hand it to somebody that's going to actually move the ball. I mean, I have no doubt that this is going to be a just straight out, shoot him out, last man with the ball scores, wins this game type thing. I don't think that we're going to stop them because our secondary can cover, but our secondary can't tackle. So if those tailbacks get out onto the next level, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's
so, Stat guy, speaking of that, man, give us the over/under and the spread on this game.
Yeah, so the over/under is going to be 64 points. And somehow those weirdos out in Vegas chose the wrong color orange and has Clemson favored by 6.5.
Are you really expecting us not to win this game?
Oh, you'll find out in a second if I'm picking.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start this thing out, man. 64 and a half for the spread. I think that's about right, man. I see both of these teams possibly getting up above 28 points, possibly like a 34-30 type game. I think, listen, man, it's always a culture shock when somebody come out there and going 100 miles an hour. But like I said, I don't think Joe Milton is Hendon Hooker with this offense. I think he may grow into that, but I don't think he is that right now. There's going to be some points scored. Wiggins has played better as of late, but we saw him against Wake Forest, and it was not a pretty sight. It's going to be interesting. Like the in-game adjustment is where I think who can make the best in-game adjustment. Tennessee just lost their offensive coordinator, so we'll see how that affects things. Is it Heupel or was it the other guy? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with a high-scoring game. Who's got the most to prove is what's going to come down to. Who's got the most to prove? You know, I think you guys already got that 10 wins. You know, if y'all didn't have 10 wins, I think that Tennessee has 9 wins, so they might have a little bit more to prove. It's going to be 34-31. I don't know which orange I'm picking yet, but it's going to be 34-31.
That's close to the score that I had, about the same, about 34-31. Maybe, you know, I don't know where I'm going. I just hadn't said where I was going. I'm a realist. Yeah. I am the average Clemson fan. I'm not a nut job like I run around here between garnet and black. I know when we're up against it.
Yeah, I think Clemson, if I got to go with a staff, I'm going to have to go with Dabo overall. I'm not too fond of your OC, but I'm going to go with Dabo because he's been there. Not necessarily just this type of game, but he's been to the Orange Bowl when it is a playoff game. So, and he's been to plenty of New Year's Six Bowls. So I'm going with Dabo 34-31. What you going with, Gray?
Here's how I'm looking at this. Breaking it down from the top. Hey coach, I go Dabo. OCDCs, it's a toss-up because our guys have no confidence in themselves. They started getting more confident here, especially after DJ decided to leave, because I think Brandon Streeter felt an emotional attachment to DJ, and I felt like he kind of kept giving him one more chance. He doesn't have to worry about that now. He can open up the playbook, so that's going to help us. It's going to help us with our receivers as well. Now, Jalen Hyatt doesn't play. I take off 12 of those points for Tennessee. That's 2 touchdowns right there off the board if he's not playing. Their tailback stable, good, great, nah, not great, just good, and they can be stopped. So real quick going through it, our tailback situation after losing Kobe Pace to the actual transfer portal makes it better for us because now Ship can run the ball and Maffa is going to run the ball. They're going to have to use Maffa like they need to use Maffa. Antonio Williams has a good game. He is basically Jalen Hyatt 2 years removed. He can take the top off too if you allow him to get loose. and we should be fine. And God has got a lot to prove, and now he's got somebody that can actually put that ball on the line to him. So we're going to see if that works in our favor as well. So I'm going with my Tigers. There's no doubt about that. I'm definitely going with my Tigers. But I see the score being close to what you were saying, but I say 31-24.
31-24 Tigers. What you got on this stat, guy?
Hey, man, look. I'm taking the over. I also have one team scoring 24 points, but it's going to be them Tigers. And unfortunately, it's going to be a long day because, look, the film's going to be out. Cade's not that guy either. I called it 2 years ago that y'all's fall from the mountaintop was coming, and this is about to be just an extra boost in the honey that y'all need to start rolling down that hill because y'all about to get routed in the Orange Bowl, just like what happened against West Virginia. Somebody down 40. Give me Tennessee 45, Clemson 24. And in case you were wondering, the last time I picked against either one of these teams, I was correct with my Gamecocks. So get ready, get your popcorn.
Oh, that's a big stretch. You picked your Gamecocks to win. You picked your Gamecocks to win against Georgia. Stop.
Listen, what I see is the only reason why I say Clemson gonna win is because anytime Tennessee has played a team with a formidable or forceful front four, front seven, that team stays in the game. Pitt had Tennessee beat. Let's just be honest. Alabama's offense was able to go point for point too, but then they played Georgia, and Georgia did that same thing up front. I'm not saying that Clemson is Georgia's front. I'm just saying they'll be able to stalwart that point of attack or get some pressure. And the thing about their offense is, now I haven't watched a lot of Joe Milton, but Henry Hooker didn't take any steps back. He was in the shotgun, he just catch it and throw it. So if that's how Joe Milton plays, that's not great. You know what I'm saying? That because if you're getting pressure up the middle, that pressure's coming right into your face. And I do believe the Tigers will be able to generate some pressure. So that's how I see it. You know what I mean? So
Joe Milton's closer to a DJ with a little bit more athleticism. So I don't see him. He's throwing the guy when he's open. He's not throwing him open. He's throwing him when he absolutely is wide open. It's not going to be that easy now. Our linebackers are no slouches. I'm just telling you. Don't fool yourself. We get it in when it comes to the bowl games. This is not West Virginia. This is not USC. You know, I'm starting to believe that the only degree given out of USC is a history degree because y'all stay living in the past when it comes to scores and games and everything else. I don't know. But, hey, I'm going to let you have it this year. I told you so. I'm going to shut up.
Well, no, I will let you know this, though, Isaiah. I know you mentioned you were talking about the teams with the front fours. The other thing that those teams have is some decent secondary play, which we do not get from the Tigers. And that's why I think this thing's going to get out of hand, is I think they have the explosive wideouts that are going to get behind that secondary, and it's going to get ugly.
Jeff, can we honestly accept the fact that y'all won by our mistakes? We gave y'all points. So let's get past that. Let's get back on the target at hand, which is Tennessee and Clemson.
Whoa. Now, hold up, though. We scored all 31 of ours on offense. We handpicked y'all down. Still couldn't beat us.
Handed y'all the ball on the 20 twice. Stop. Anyway, back to Tennessee.
Save it for Rivalry Week 2023.
Yes, we will. Back to Tennessee. Tennessee does scare me when it comes to no-name guys coming in the game and actually making an impact. I've watched them against Vanderbilt, and they got some guys. They got some dogs now that didn't get any love against Georgia because they were just beat from the beginning. They were beat when they got off that bus. And the Alabama game just moved so fast, you can't really tell who did what right, who did what wrong. I think Alabama lost that game more than Tennessee won that game. So, I'm sorry. I do not see Tennessee doubling us up, as the stat guy says. So, we're going to see.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to see, man. Listen, it's a lot of, like I say, you know, I put out on Twitter right after the championship weekend, I was like, how are we feeling about bowl games before bowl games happen? Because you know how we do. If our team wins, we say, well, we beat you in the bowl. If our teams lose, we say, well, everybody sat out. Half the team, 42 players sat out. Like, you know, that's how they do. It's like not half the team. 4 guys were sitting out. The other 10 wasn't even a part of the travel roster for 70% of the season. So
exactly.
that's what it is. So Tennessee, Clemson fans, y'all make sure y'all get in the comments, man. Let us know how you think the game's going to go, what the score prediction and what the keys to the game is. We want to appreciate my guy Gray for coming on, man. Talking a little bowl game. And we're going to get him out of here for Stat Guy. Think of something else to say in South Carolina. Carolina's favor. So we can get on to the next bowl game. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Gray. Appreciate it, dog. Oh, Stat Guy hitting him with it every chance he got.
And you know, hey, been ducking me for too long, man. We ready to rock and roll. These next 365 are gonna be paradise.
There it is, man.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the fanatic, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?